We're glad to have you join us on Nationwide today, coming to you live from the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. I am Ruth Aguela. Let's begin with xenophobic attacks. President Muhammadu Buhari has given instruction for the immediate voluntary evacuation of all Nigerians who are willing to return home. This was after receiving the report of the envoy sent to South Africa over the xenophobic attacks on Nigerians in that country. In a statement by the special advisor to the president on media and publicity, Femi Adesina, the president says he has taken note of the report and instructed the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema, to keep engaging appropriate authorities on the measures the South African government is expected to take. Ambassador Ahmed Rufai Abubakar, Director General, National Intelligence Agency, the special envoy sent to South Africa, conveyed the assurance of President Buhari that the Nigerian government is ready and willing to collaborate with the South African government to find a lasting solution to the involvement of few Nigerians in criminal activities. He also conveyed the country's willingness to protect the lives and property of the larger groups of other law-abiding Nigerians and indeed Africans in general against all forms of attacks, including xenophobia. President Ramaphosa agreed that the violence was most disconcerting and embarrassing, adding that his government completely rejects such acts, which undermine not only the country's image but also its relations with brotherly African countries. Ramaphosa reaffirmed his stand to protect the rights of every Nigerian and other foreign nationals in the country. The special envoy also interfaced with his South African counterpart, where they reviewed the situation of foreign immigrants in general and Nigerians in particular. They agreed to work together to find a permanent solution to the root causes of recurring attacks on Nigerians and their property. In other news, Nigeria and her development partners have indicated strong commitment towards achieving their target, particularly the United Nations Sustainable Development Partnership Framework. Correspondent Usman Aliyu reports that this was revealed when the new country representatives of United Nations Development Programme, UNICEF and World Food Programme presented their letters of commission before the Minister of Foreign Affairs, Jeffrey Onyema.
Acting together in cognizance of their responsibility and opportunity, Nigeria's development partners, whose new representatives visited Minister of Foreign Affairs Geoffrey Onyema, have the same mission here, that is strong commitment for successful partnership. UNICEF's Peter Hawkins, Mohammed Yahaya of the United Nations Development Programme and Paul Harvey of the World Food Programme say they are not compromising their support for Nigeria in her development needs such as job creation, health, food sufficiency and education. Already, Nigeria and the United Nations have developed a framework in 2017 on partnership priorities for 2018 to 2022. In Abuja, Usman Aliyu, NTA News.
National Chairman of the All Progressives Congress, Adams Oshomole, says reconciling him and his successor, Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki, requires conscious efforts by both of them to submit themselves before any reconciliation committee. Addressing journalists in Abuja, Oshomole blamed the administration of Edo State Governor Godwin Obaseki for its departure and refusal to build on the foundation for good governance laid by his administration for 8 years.
So I think what is at stake is not about me or Obaseki. It's about what is right, what is wrong, what is moral, what is immoral, what is lawful, what is unlawful. And I'm happy that 4 governors offered to join us to hold that kind of meeting because they, being Raki governors, they know the danger of a faction. I cannot decree it, I can't command people, go this way, don't go this way. But once we have built peace, and we restore unity and internal cohesion within the party, the governor will have no problem whatsoever. But to think that you just take photo opportunity, that amount to settlement, amount to self-deceit, I don't deceive myself. I think that we can talk through this issue. There is nothing fundamental, as you can see, about them. They are issues that can easily be resolved, and I'm still very, very confident that they will be resolved to the benefit of all, particularly the governor himself. As we march towards 2020, we need unity within the party.
Oshomole is calling on Governor Obaseki to review the process by which Edo State House of Assembly was constituted, create job opportunities for the people, and as well step up his game in infrastructural development. And now to electoral matters. As Kogi State governorship election draws near, the FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, has advised political gladiators and major political parties to guard against their utterances for violent free elections. This was House of Assembly paid her a courtesy visit in Abuja. Ifeanyi Ezumba reports.
The FCT Minister of State, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, who affirmed that the era of divide and rule in Kogi State is over, encouraged elected lawmakers in the state to go back home and win the trust of the people ahead of the governorship election.
We are indeed a united big family. This also depicts the strength of APC as a party in Kogi State. All we have to say is to also appeal and canvass to Kogites, our own, to trust us the more. And we know that to whom much is given, much is expected. When they give us this next chance, they will see much more in the areas of infrastructural development.
The Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Matthew Kolawole, expressed confidence that the appointment of FCT Minister of State will change the narratives. Also appealed to the federal government to site a seaport in Kogi State.
To congratulate her and to move our state forward. Kogi is FCT, FCT is Kogi. We're going to work with her, and with her relationship with our governor, we believe they will synergize to move Kogi State forward.
The Speaker, Kogi State House of Assembly, also used the occasion of the visit to urge the Minister of State to facilitate many good things for the state. Ifeanyi Ezumba, NTA News.
Let's go to judiciary now. Accountability, transparency and time management have been identified as key factors in enhancing speedy dispensation of justice in the country. With these in mind, the National Judicial Institute is keeping judicial staff abreast with global practices in court administration and the management of court records to aid in the task of adjudication. The report.
Players in the Nigerian justice sector are not in denial of the numerous cases lingering in various courts across the country. However, efforts to ensure court employees comply with code of conduct to improve speedy dispensation of justice to citizens are now being put in place. One of such efforts is the gathering of these registrars, court clerks and bailiffs who compile record of court proceedings, exhibits and other confidential documents. Any error from these court officials throw a clog in the wheel of justice and the confidence of the public on the judiciary. To avoid this, the training is meant to improve operational standard of the judicial sector through the role played by these officials.
Right from the beginning, this category of stars, right from the point when you're having contact with the judicial system, up to the final thing, enforcement of judgments, you come across them. So they are invaluable to us.
For Musa Shuaibu, who has been working in the Kano judiciary for more than 30 years, and his colleagues from all over the country, this training comes at a time when their responsibilities, which varies in the overall daily activities of the courts, are on the increase.
This workshop or seminar will enhance the serving of court processes properly.
Right now, I can as well learn more about the processes.
With the theme towards improving the quality of judicial services in Nigeria, this conference is a proof of the importance attached to the role of these officers whose services are critical to sound justice delivery.
Earlier in the day, we were joined by Director FCT Universal Basic Education Board, Dr. Adam Jato Noma, who spoke on the significance of International Literacy Day and the role it plays in nation building. Let's see it.
When you say education, you are talking about those processes that are involved in the transformation of any human being so that he or she becomes a useful member of the society. The ability to be able to read and write, that is literacy. So it is just an aspect of education. So there is a need for everybody to be able to read and write so that he will be a very useful member of the society. society. If all the literate people in Nigeria can teach one, if you teach one today and that person becomes literate, he too goes to teach another person. Before you know, everybody will become literate.
The Rector of FCT, Universal Basic Education Board, speaking on Panorama earlier today. Now, embracing linguistic and education and literacy development is key, developing inclusive societies that respect diversity and difference. This is the thrust of this year's International Literacy Day, marked by Minister of Education in Abuja. Abdullahi Musa Suleja will tell us more.
While the use of local languages has expanded cross-country and community dialogue, various community and indigenous languages have been endangered. This trend have implications for literacy development. According to UNESCO report, about 40% of the world's population have no access to education in language they speak or understand. Hence, the need for society to encourage promotion of mother tongue, which experts believe contribute to the development of literacy. The Minister of Education is confident that ensuring curriculum delivery in basic and secondary schools, proper monitoring, putting in place functional and continued education for youth and adults will go a long way in addressing literacy in the country.
The aim of this day's activities highlights the importance of literacy to individuals, communities, and societies. Successful development of literacy is founded on the inculcation of language skills. Literacy in turn enhances and expands oral language abilities in all its ramifications throughout one's lifetime.
There were presentations of some literatures in different Nigerian languages to showcase the power of language in promoting literacy. The theme for this year's International Literacy Day is literacy and multilingualism. Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
This is Nationwide on the network service of the Nigerian Television Authority. We pause for a break now. Stay tuned.
It is here again. The NTA ETV Annual Expo is here again. This time, it is the 13th edition. 2019 has as its theme, promoting unity and innovations in youths as agents of change through science and arts. It promises to be captivating as youths across the nation showcase their unique skills and innovations in science and arts, make new friends, and showcase their rich cultural heritage. Join us at the NTA Headquarters Arena Area 11, Garki, Abuja from Sunday 20th October to Thursday 24th October 2019. For more information, participation and sponsorship, please call these numbers. NTA ETV, promoting learning.
This is to notify candidates who applied for Ahmadu Bello University and NTA TV College degree program in mass communication for 2019-2020 academic session that the post-UTME screening exercise has been scheduled to take place on Saturday, 21st September 2019. Venue, NTA TV College premises, Rayfield, Jos. Time, 9 a.m. Screening fee, 2,000 naira paid through the remitter platform in favor of NTA TV College Jos. Candidates who chose the college as second and third choices in the 2019 UTME examination scored 180 and above and willing to study at the college can also come for the exercise. Candidates who satisfy the above requirements are expected to come along with the originals of their O-level certificate, any of WAEC, NECO, or NABTEP, JAMB slip, birth certificate, indigenship certificate, and proof of payment. Direct entry candidates are expected to come along with their original diploma certificate, A-level results, in addition to other credentials mentioned above. Registrar, Announcer.
These days, People get their news and information from more media sources than ever before. Some of the news and information given are fake, unverified, doctored, and manufactured to create confusion, stir disaffection, and cause disunity. Before you believe or share any news, ask yourself, is this real? Is it from a credible source? Is it verified or verifiable? Fake news is dangerous. Whether you do it for fun or for political gains, real people can get hurt. Fake news, don't create it, don't spread it.
This is a public service announcement from NTA. Get the latest news and updates from across Nigeria on NTA Nationwide. NTA Nationwide, weekdays by 4 p.m. Get it first, get it fresh.
Thanks for being there. With the growing trend of internet fraud being perpetrated mostly by young people in society, experts on NTA's Good Morning Nigeria advocate concerted efforts in tackling cybercrime to safeguard critical national assets and ensure protection of online activity. Murjanatu Adam Said reports.
Despite ongoing efforts in securing the technological world, e-fraud remains a challenge around the world. Experts suggest that regulatory policy, ethics, and responsibilities of financial institutions and regulators must be sealed up to achieve the desired results.
What's really a problem is when you allow your information, personal information or your banking information, you give it out to other persons. That's when it becomes a problem, and that's when they can access your account.
I think rather than pursuing these people all over the place, it's come to a point where we need to just harness them and find a way of channeling them to positive things.
The NIDA Act was the first local content act in Nigeria. What it sought to do was to catalyze and supercharge the development of indigenous technology. We'll have stuck to a converged regulator like you have in other crimes, but they said no, there was a need to do more in terms of creating local opportunities.
Guests maintain that challenges associated with cybercrime is a global phenomenon that requires collective cooperation of stakeholders in mitigating its impact on the society. The issue of quick money, otherwise known as get-rich-quick syndrome, is a major reason for e-fraud. Guests, however, challenge relevant institutions mandated in tackling financial crimes to up their games in the war against criminal elements in the technological world, adding that speedy prosecution of culprits will send a strong signal and serve as deterrent to others. In Abuja, Murjanatu Adam Said, NTA News.
Still on ICT, but not on financial fraud, the migrant e-registration exercise initiated by the federal government has kicked off in Ogun State. Governor Dakpo Abiodun, who launched the program, said the gesture will not only facilitate an updated and reliable database, but will also help tackle inter-border crimes. Mohammed Adibawali has details.
Since the federal government launched the e-registration program to enhance internal security, transborder crime seems to have reduced. With renewed effort to combat criminal activities, especially at the border, Ogun State government has launched the State Migration and E-Registration Program. The program will enable the state have a comprehensive data of non-Nigerians and boost internal monitoring and control mechanisms in the overall interest of national security.
We've had cases whereby something happens and then you are in doubt who the perpetrator of such act is. So now that we have, or we are collecting a data, or we are collecting data of everyone that comes in and goes out, we will be able to tell you exactly who is who. So identification is very important in ascertaining who is who.
The state governor, Dakpo Abiodun, while launching the program, says it is part of its commitment to ensure threats like trafficking of persons and smuggling of migrants. Organized crimes are nipped in the bud.
Commend the Nigerian Immigration Service to the state for this immigration registration exercise. I also urge all our brothers and sisters from other parts of the globe to make themselves available for this exercise. Our administration will continue to support all security agencies in their professional duty of securing lives and property.
Many describe the program as a welcome development.
From a security point, yes, very good. A very good initiative from the government of Nigeria, and everybody will be safe and secure.
The program, which is ongoing nationwide, was officially launched by President Muhammadu Buhari in Abuja. In Abeokuta, Mohammed Adebowale, NTA News.
And from Ogun State, let's go to Lagos, where we join Michael Olaleye for more reports nationwide. Good to see you, Michael.
Good to see you, Ruth, and welcome to Lagos. As construction work continues on the Kara Bridge section of Lagos-Ibadan Expressway, business operators and commuters around the axis are counting their gains and losses 1 week into the ongoing project. Lynn Neleke has the update.
So far, major work on the 600-meter dual carriageway along the Lagos-Ibadan Expressway has reached an appreciable level. Although vehicular movement from Kara Bridge axis to Bega in Lagos is a bit slow due to diversion, the presence of traffic control agents has assisted to ensure steady movement of vehicles.
We have increased the stamp of because I think the way they are repairing the road. The time have been increasing. Here the Magro before it's just 100 but it's now 150, 200 now.
The transportation is too high. Like yesterday now, I took transport from Mobe down to this place 400. Now I used to enter bus from that place if I'm going. Now there's no bus there, I have to check down.
The congestion on the road, the narrowing of the road has caused some hold up. But that was notwithstanding, people are happy that there's development coming up.
Meanwhile, commercial motorists, popularly called Okada riders in local parlance in Lagos, are taking advantage of the construction to make brisk business.
Instead of 500 naira to Iba, for now we are increasing to 1,000 because before you went there, you consume a lot of time.
Now we are getting enough passengers. To Bega, yes, 700, 1,000 each person.
The deadline for the completion of the project is December this year. In Lagos, Lynn Lenake, NTA News.
Creating well-informed interest on educational issues has been described as key to improving global literacy development. This was the consensus of Lagosians on the heels of the celebration of the World Literacy Day. Uzezi Aruri has the report.
Many children have only had very limited education. Some children have never had any.
The issue of literacy is a key component in the UN's 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development Goals. It is an opportunity for government, civil societies and stakeholders to highlight the improvement in world literacy rates and tackle the challenges individuals face in acquiring proper education.
Without education, me and you cannot understand ourselves. I think we start from there. So education is very important. After God, the next thing is education.
The need for intensified efforts towards more literate societies was the reasons world leaders reinforced as part of agenda to promote universal access to quality education and learning opportunities in the world.
Both in our religious spheres and in every aspect of our lives, let's take it more seriously. Our survival is determined by the education that we pass to the next generation.
Before now, you go to school, and when you finish from, say, when you conclude primary 6, during the days of our father, the person could write a very good letter. He knows what he wants to do. But today, graduates are there who cannot even write simple letters.
This year's International Literacy Day focuses on literacy and multilingualism as key to linguistic diversity in education and literacy development. In Lagos, Uzezi Arure, NTA News.
Thus, our contribution from Lagos Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you, Michael, and welcome back to Abuja. Now, with the dry season fast approaching, the federal government is opening up emergency response mechanisms for disaster management. Though India reports that the Zone G command of the Federal Fire Service was inaugurated and 2 additional firefighting equipment was presented to the government.
A report by the Nigerian Senate Committee on Interior in 2017 revealed that Nigeria lost over 6 trillion naira to fire outbreaks within 5 years. In another report, Lagos State, for instance, in 2018 lost over 12.8 billion naira to fire incidents with 84 casualties and various degrees of injuries on victims. With the effect of climate change taking a toll on environment across the globe, the Nigerian government is already establishing response mechanism for emergency situations, especially in the dry season. One of such is this presentation of firefighting equipment to the 6 additional zonal centers, which was established by the Controller General of the Federal Fire Service, Liman Ibrahim.
Deployment of these good assets is to complement the efforts of the State Fire Service, following the courtesy of Mr. President and Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces, President Muhammad Buhari, GCFR.
Recently, we had an incident at Tico, where a tanker loaded with fuel caught fire and burned so many shops. Survival of a fire service is not a luxury, it's a must, because it involves people's lives and properties.
The zonal headquarters in Minna, Niger State is now to coordinate emergency response and fire disaster management for Kogi, Niger, and Kwara states. Doing Dia, NTA News.
And from firefighting, we move to empowerment. As Plateau State farmers and youths have many reasons to smile, as the Central Bank of Nigeria is set to give a loan of 1.5 billion naira under the Accelerated Agriculture Development Scheme. Mr. Yusuf Dunia, branch controller, CBN, dropped the good news when he led members of the Financial Inclusion Committee on a courtesy call to Governor Simon Lalong at the Government House, Little Rayfield, Jos.
Any support that the state government is giving to us, educating them in terms of entrepreneurial and going to not be a waste of resources.
Governor Lalong also asked the CBN to order commercial banks to revert to closing hours of 4 p.m. since peace has returned to the state. He says the people of Plateau State are shortchanged from participating in banking activities.
I want to also complain to you that for a very long time during the crisis, the CBN, the bank stopped working, and they closed by 3. I addressed this matter with the CBN governor, and I see that the banks are still closing by 3. Just Plateau State, there is relative peace now in the state, except if somebody else is telling us that Plateau is in crisis.
And from Jos, we go to Borno State, where the governor, we hear, visits Borno South to address rural challenges. These and other reports you get with Abubakar Mohammed Musa in our Maiduguri Network Center. Hello, Abubakar.
I think the coach just got a warning, did he, for a technical? But it'll be
days. State Governor Professor Babagana Umar Zulum has undertaken assessment tour of some local government areas in southern Borno with a commitment to providing dividends of democracy at the grassroots. Mohammed Goni reports that the governor was also at Bama and Kondaga in Borno Central on the same mission.
The 4-day working visit to Bayo, Wayakusar, Shani, Askiraoba, Chibok and Goza local government areas in southern Borno, as well as Bama and Kondaga in Borno Central, afforded Governor Babagana Umara the opportunity to interact with traditional rulers and stakeholders on issues of security, construction of new schools, renovation and equipping the existing schools to provide quality education, as well as entrenchment of civil authorities at the local government areas. Other issues brought to the fore include enhancement of agricultural sector for food sufficiency, prudent management of resources at the local government level through staff verification, and the establishment of more hospitals and the healthcare delivery services at the grassroots, as well as programs for those whose means of livelihood were crippled by the lingering security challenges.
Objectives of my visits are two. One is to inspect the ongoing projects that have been initiated under this my administration 29 to that. Secondly, to undertake a rapid need assessment with a view to determining the requirements for further development.
The governor also emphasized need for civil servants to be at their duty posts and further suspended 15 teachers in Goza who absconded their place of work and ordered for their replacement. In Maiduguri, Mahmoud Koni, NTA News.
In an effort to improve healthcare delivery services across communities, Borno State Government, in collaboration with World Health Organization, has organized a cross-border surveillance stakeholders meeting with officials of Niger Republic. Naomi Aboku reports.
The meeting was also aimed at enhancing collaboration and free movement of healthcare facilities within neighboring countries. Health Commissioner Dr. Salihu Kwayobra, represented by Acting Permanent Secretary of the Ministry, described the meeting as timely as it will foster the total eradication of polio virus in Africa. He said free movement of people and animals between Nigeria and Niger Republic due to the porous border contributes greatly to the spread and transmission of the virus. Deputy Governor of Difa Province, Niger, Yahaya Godi, said polio, which is one of the 5 childhood killer diseases, requires intervention of all stakeholders to stop its spread. State Executive Director, Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Sulemele, said the meeting was second in series after that of Niger Republic and explained that it is to ensure successful implementation of the work plan developed and establish a cross-border disease surveillance team. State Coordinator WHO Dr. Musa Audu also said the meeting will further strengthen the surveillance system against the spread of the polio virus between the two countries. In Maiduguri, Naomi Aboku, NTA News.
Northeast Development Commission has undertaken an assessment tour of Monguno to ascertain the humanitarian needs of the internally displaced persons and the magnitude of destruction caused by the Boko Haram insurgents. The team was led by the Managing Director of the NEDC, Muhammad Kuni Alkali, who was accompanied by Borno State Emergency Management Agency Executive Chairman Yaba Okolo. Here again is Naomi Aboku with more details of the story.
East Development Commission is saddled with the responsibility of receiving and managing funds allocation from the federal account and international donor agencies for resettlement, rehabilitation and reconstruction of infrastructure, social amenities and communities destroyed by insurgency, as well as tackling menace of poverty and illiteracy. The humanitarian assessment visit, in company of officials of Borno State Emergency Management Agency, took the commission to Customs House IDPs camp, one of the oldest in Maiduguri, hosting over 2,000 households with 6 to 30 persons per house, Mona Garage IDPs camp, Farm Center, and El Kanemi Stadium IDPs camps.
Most of the IDP population, out of 1.8 IDP population, Borno is hosting 1.6.
Now we are ready. This is why we are here, to reassess and see what's on ground. And we have had the complaint of food, shelter, and some other things. So we are going to factor in this into our own programming, and very soon we'll take action on those issues.
The commission was also in Manguno IDP's camp to have first-hand information of their plights. While there, the Managing Director, Dr. Muhammad Alkali, solicited the support of the military in actualizing the mandate of the Commission. IDPs of the area lauded the efforts of the federal government, Borno State government through the State Emergency Management Agency for humanitarian support. Members of the Commission were also at the Maiduguri Government House for the courtesy call on Governor Babagana Umar Zulum. In Maiduguri, Naomi Aboku, NTA News.
And that's our contribution from Maiduguri. Let's now return to Ruth in Abuja for more reports on Nationwide. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Abubakar. The FCT has concluded the airlift of its 2019 pilgrims from Saudi Arabia back home after a series of airlift operations. Abdullah Ajia reports.
The last batch with 163 pilgrims, including officials of the FCT Muslim Pilgrims Welfare Board, who touched down at exactly 12:30 a.m. Saturday at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, completed the return of the over 2,000 pilgrims that performed Hajj through the board. Director of the board, Muhammad Bashir, revealed that there was no death or casualty recorded in the FCT.
We have faced a lot of challenges towards coming for the inability for us to take the pilgrims as earlier expected by them. The challenge has been overcome with the sort of preaching, explanation and whatever. They quite understood with us and we didn't record anything adversely.
Imam Tajuddin Adigun Bello is one of the Islamic scholars on the FCT contingent who saw the pilgrims through the spiritual rites of Hajj.
Orientation was given proper on Umrah, and on reaching Makkah too, the scholars participated in actually seeing the pilgrims through practically in the Haram. Also embarking on Hajj, the preachers also did a lot, and it manifested in the Hajj of the pilgrims that most of them, if not all of them, have performed actually the rite of Hajj as expected.
While commending the FCT administration for the successes recorded during the 2019 Hajj, the board said preparations for the 2020 Hajj has commenced in earnest, advising the pilgrims to demonstrate the virtues learned and spiritual rejuvenation to nation building. Abdullahi Ajia, NTA News.
We're heading to Benin now to join Obehi Otobo Apreze for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Obehi.
Hello, Ruth. Thank you very much for joining us in Benin. Ondo State House of Assembly has approved 50 billion naira bond to improve infrastructure. The state government, while reacting to the approval of the proposed bond by the State Assembly, says the money will not be used for the re-election of Governor Oluwarotimi Akeredolu. Olubukola Aduwo has details.
The 50 billion naira bond is expected to come in two tranches of 30 billion naira, which will come this month, while 20 billion naira will come at a later date. Chairman, House Committee on Finance and Appropriation, Sunday Olajide, expressed the conviction that the current infrastructural strides in the state require the support of the legislative arm in granting the approval for the bond to accelerate the completion of some projects which the state government embarked upon. The State Commissioner for Information, Donald Ojogo, while justifying the need for the bond, said the money will be spent on various capital projects and not to fund 2020 second-term election of Governor Akeredolu, as being insinuated in some quarters.
Bond is in a sinking fund in an account. The governor does not have anything about it, controlled basically by the capital markets and the banks. And the only relationship the government has is issuing certificates of completion.
He assured the people of Ondo State that all ongoing road projects will be completed in good time. In Akure, Olubukola Aduwo, NTA News.
Public relations professionals and related interest groups have agreed to lead the vanguard for information creation and dissemination. In this way, they hope to raise their contribution to national integration and development. They gave the undertaking at the annual conference of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, NIPR, Edo State Chapter. Chikodi Obi has details.
The immediate past president and chairman of Council of the Nigerian Institute of Public Relations, Dr. Rotimi Oladele, challenged public relations professionals to inform and also educate and persuade the public in relationship to policy options.
You communicate to build relationship. When you build relationship, you build reputation. When you build your reputation, that integrity will attract other people to you.
Media relations aren't the same as they used to be back in the days. Professionals need to navigate the new digital landscape of public relations in order to be successful.
As an editor, if a reporter brought that story to me saying Nigerians defrauded the shop of Ghanaians or Americans, the first thing I'm going to ask him, how did you establish their nationality?
Public relations men and women should
be in attendance of any category of meeting.
If you have good public relations managers, sure, you will not have conflict between your organization and the public.
So there's need for parents to also look out for what their children are engaged in.
The theme of the conference is maximizing public relations and social media for institutional and national development at those states in perspective. In Benin, Chikodi Obi, NTA News.
In a bid to improve the quality of lives of persons living with disability and cushion the effect on their parents and caregivers, the Daughters of Charity Rehabilitation Center, Osio has inaugurated a platform for parents to meet and chart a course for managing persons living with disability. If has the report.
Miracle Emela is a 19-year-old SS1 student of a special school in Ebonyi State who became visually impaired at the age of 14. Because of this problem, he could not continue his education as his parents could not cater for his special education. But with the help of Daughters of Charity Rehabilitation Center, Osiomo Organ in Edo State, Miracle was able to go back to school.
I am grateful to God at least for meeting Lillian Foundation that will be trying for me, making sure that I'm able to go to school.
The likes of Miracle and their parents gathered at the center for the inauguration of the Parent Support Group. The idea is to enable parents of persons living with disability receive both financial and moral support and to create awareness for other parents to bring out their disabled children to access care.
What we are operating is community-based rehabilitation, which is very necessary if disability inclusive development has to be achieved.
They've shown good example, and they've demonstrated the best that they can offer.
Since Daughters of Charity took over the borders and we started going to a special school, my child is doing well.
I know that before they carry a bag of rice come for me, they give me tomatoes, ororo, many things. They even at 20,000.
The center caters for persons with visual, hearing and intellectual impairments, cerebral palsy and other congenital deformities. Ifoma Ukafo, NTA News.
And that's it from Benin. Nationwide continues with Ruth in Abuja.
Thank you, Obehi. FCT Minister of State Ramatu Tijani Aliyu has re-emphasized the FCT administration's commitment towards improving on the welfare of court members posted to the capital city. She said this at the closing ceremony of the 2019 Stream 2 NYSC orientation course. Rosemary Bilal reports.
The Minister of State for the Federal Capital Territory, Ramatu Tijani Aliyu, said that the FCT is beyond Abuja metropolis and their services are needed more in the rural areas.
Government of President Muhammad Buhari, as part of its reform programs, is seriously championing poverty reduction through wealth creation. The onus, therefore, is on you, young ones, to take advantage of this government's favorable policies to create wealth instead of becoming job seekers.
The NYSC coordinator FCT, Walida Sadiq Isa, while urging the core members to embark on projects that will have direct bearing on their host community, encouraging them to cultivate the spirit of fairness, oneness and brotherhood.
I'm confident that by now you must have understood the relevance of teamwork, diligence and commitment as key to success. I charge you therefore to accept your postings as a challenge for integrity and self-mastery.
Some of the core members unveiled their plans of service to their fatherland.
In my community, I intend to go to schools to give quality education to the children, primary education basically.
This is actually an opportunity to inculcate art, to bring art into the system.
This year's orientation course also featured leadership and skills acquisition courses to make Nigerian future leaders self-reliant. Rosemary Maltelen, Bilal, NTA News.
Talking health now, but on a sad note, a 6-year-old girl has been confirmed dead in Umuahia, the Abia state capital, from Lassa fever. This is the second Lassa fever case being recorded at the Federal Medical Center, Umuahia, in 2 years. Chinyere Okoli has the details.
Lassa fever is a rodent-borne acute viral illness which can be transmitted through contact with infested foodstuff. In Nigeria, it is usually transmitted through the rat, which defecates on food items like garri. Symptoms usually appear within 4 to 3 weeks after exposure to the virus. In 2018, a nurse with the Federal Medical Center Umuahia died as a result of Lassa fever. This time, it is a 6-year-old girl from Arochukwu. The Chief Medical Director, FMC Umuahia, Dr. Zubiko Onyebuchi, said the girl was brought in late without medical treatment for 2 weeks.
All the contacts, all the healthcare professionals who were in contact with that 6-year-old are under surveillance. We've traced even the patients who are in the hospital at that time.
Experts are, however, advising that people apply healthy lifestyle and hygiene, as well as report all suspected cases to the nearest medical facility.
The best thing is to avoid rats and then to prevent them from having contact with what we eat.
The federal and state governments have continued to strengthen surveillance activities across the country against communicable diseases. In Umuahia, Chinyere Okoli, NTA News.
And from Umuahia, Kaduna is our next stop as we join Zulay Mohammed for more reports on Nationwide. Hello, Zulay.
Good evening and thanks for joining us in Kaduna. The governorship election petition tribunal sitting in Kaduna says Malam Nasir Ahmad El-Rufai stands lawfully elected governor of Kaduna State. The tribunal, presided over by Justice Ibrahim Bako, struck out the petition by the PDP governorship candidate Isa Ashiru Kudang challenging the election. Abdullahi Muhammad reports.
It was a grueling 5 hours for most of us who checked into this courtroom in the earlier hours of today, listening while the Honorable Justice Ibrahim Bako was delivering his judgment. There is no doubt that this is a fallout of a meticulous analysis of the evidence brought before him, as well as argument and counter-arguments by counsels representing the petitioners and respondents. Though a long wait, but for the counsel of the respondents, it's worthwhile.
Everybody now knows that Governor Ahmed El-Rufai is not just a candidate, a winner, and has a confirmed winner of the governorship election in Kaduna State.
The issue of appeal is constitutional rights. If they elect to appeal, they've appealed the rulings of the court on 3 occasions, and we met them at the Court of Appeal. Their interlocutory appeals were dismissed. So they have a right to appeal against the judgment. If they do, we're going to meet with them.
Well, you heard it there, that the petitioner has every right to appeal against this judgment. And the spice to this story lies outside of the premises of the court. It is on the street here. Thousands of supporters of both the respondent and the petitioner have been out here early morning trying to figure out what exactly is going on inside the court. But at the end, some are jubilating while others are reflecting on what to do next. In Kaduna, Abdullah Muhammad, NTA News.
Federal government has distributed fertilizer and other agro-inputs to more than 1,800 maize farmers in Kano State. Awal Salihu reports that the inputs were distributed to farmers under the Anchor Borrower Scheme initiated by Buhari administration to fast-track food security in the country.
The Anchor Borrower Scheme is one of the critical components of the federal government's agricultural transformation agenda designed to encourage crop production and processing to achieve self-sufficiency. It is also aimed to enhance farmers' access to fertilizer, seed, inputs, as well as promote enterprising skill, value addition, and create market for the produce.
We keep on telling the farmers that this is the only opportunity that remains to them. So we equally enjoy them that as they collect, they put whatever they collect into farming.
Farmers were provided with inputs to enable them engage in large-scale maize production. Each of the more than 1,800 maize farmers captured under the program in Kano State are provided with fertilizers, seeds, knapsack sprayer, and chemicals worth over 154,000 naira. The inputs are provided to the farmers on loan, which will be paid after harvest, where grains will be collected from the farmers as payment of the loan.
We didn't go to any farmer to ask him to come and register, to come and collect this loan. It's the farmer himself
come to our office, say that he wants this loan. We registered him, we send his name to Central Bank, they confirm him, they give him this as a loan. So I don't think why we should still, at the end, go to the farmer, begging him to come and settle his loan. The farmer is supposed to bring the loan balance by himself.
The farmers pledge to ensure effective utilization of the inputs and engage in the productive activities to enable them repay the loan. In Kano, Awal Salisu, NTA News.
In Jigawa State, there are concerted efforts by various communities in complementing government's effort to check devastating effects of deforestation through massive tree planting campaigns. Hawa Halirus Haruna reports that traditional rulers are spearheading the campaign.
For its desert nature, Jigawa State is prone to desertification and other environmental challenges such as flood and erosion. This prompted the ongoing campaign to enlighten its citizens on the importance of tree planting. The interesting part of the effort is the involvement of first-class Lucy and Gumel in sensitizing their people to stop indiscriminate cutting of trees. They lent their support for government to introduce laws that will punish those involved in deforestation.
I warn those felling trees indiscriminately to stop that. It is not a good habit, especially for those using machines to cut trees that are above 50 years.
Over 2,000 trees were planted at the takeoff of the exercise. From Dusi, Hawa Haller Haruna, NTA News.
And that's our beat from here. We'll take a short break and Nationwide returns from Abuja in a bit. Do stay with us.
Digital studio equipment is a critical aspect of modern television that requires special skills for their operation and maintenance. These skills define the content and output of television and are acquired only through professional training and experience. NTA TV College JOS is organizing a special 4-week intensive course on digital studio equipment maintenance for engineers and technical officers in public and private television stations. The course will equip participants with modern techniques, technologies, and skills for effective and efficient operation and maintenance of digital studio equipment. Also, a special 4-week course on intermediate photojournalism and photography will run simultaneously. It is an essential course for photojournalists, photographers, public relations, and information officers to upscale their skills and capacities in photojournalism. Participants will be equipped with modern skills in photo editing, studio, and outdoor lighting, and more in just a few weeks. The venue for both courses is the serene and secure environment of NTA TV College near Old Government House, Rayfield, Jos. Date 16 September to 11th October 2019. Course fee 100,000 naira only per participant. Accommodation inclusive. For more inquiries, please call 0803-314-4383 or 0806-980-9807. NTA TV College Jos, training you to be the best you want to be.
Thank you. Thank you, sir. Please, did you hear that?
Of course I did. That is village master tune.
So, Auntie Amebo was not gossiping then?
Village master is celebrating 50 years.
50? Already? This is not a joke.
It is a national celebration. NTA and Village Master family are commemorating 50 years.
Hey, please tell me, when is our golden jubilee?
It is from the 8th to 11th of October 2019.
I have to go and get ready. It's time to party.
Women. But we, men, will be there too.
They are there at the crack of dawn. They are there busy preparing while we rise for our day. They are there silently, guarding, waiting, listening, and watching. They are there ready in the sky above and the waters below, in the blistering heat of the day, in the dead of night, willing, indefatigable, determined in the defense of the sovereignty of our country. They are our first line of defense and our last. They who have paid the ultimate price in defending us. They are fathers and uncles. They are mothers and sisters and girlfriends and boyfriends. They are brothers and cousins and best friends and neighbors. They are classmates, colleagues, and citizens of this nation. They are our defenders and deserve our respect, our prayers, our thoughts. Nigeria, please support our armed forces.
When you hear that sound, you know that Nigeria's most authentic newscast is about to begin. NTA Network News, breaking the news for over 40 years.
Thank you for staying tuned and talking sports now. More states arrive at Lorraine ahead of Tuesday's opening of youth games, as Tamara Ebiwe tells us more.
The opening ceremony of the 5th National Youth Games is billed for Tuesday, 10 September.